Hey guys, well, just time prepping. How you guys doing today? I need to trim my beard or something. Another nice day, so I decided to come outside. And I apologize in advance before a car or a truck goes by, but this out here is a main thoroughfare for the city I live in. So, a lot of cars go by. They go down this street here to dodge the stoplights a couple blocks away. So, and they use this street a lot. And it's okay, I don't mind. Hey, I want to talk to you guys today. Today we're going to talk about prepping for shtf situation. And you all know that when I talk about shtf, I'm not talking about the zombie apocalypse or anything like that. I never have really talked about that. I don't believe in zombies, sorry. But other shtf situations, yeah, there's several out there. I have told you guys over time, there's hurricanes and there's tornadoes and there's earthquakes and let's see, there's other ones I can't even think about. But there's so many big truck, so many man-made shtf situations, that you can call whatever you want, disaster. They call most of them disasters, but they're just SHTFs, So I'm going to talk a little bit about it today, and hopefully you'll get something out of it. Hopefully I get something out of it. So I want to talk about you need to have some of the necessities to be ready for these things, such as tarps. You need tarps. You need several sizes of tarps. Along with that, you need food. You need lots of food and water. You need to make sure that you always have clothes, different clothes for different seasons and whatnot, Maybe stashed away in a tote, or maybe another backpack or something like that, to-go bags or whatever. Oh, look there, nice, sun's coming out. Oh, another big truck. So, these are things that you need to think about, along with not only those, you need to think about perhaps trying to talk over them, perhaps maybe some weapons on hand, and it doesn't really have to be like an AR or anything, like I myself. I just recently purchased and assembled an AR, but that doesn't mean that you have to have one. I mean, they have several good rifles out there, 308s and 223s and 7 Magnums. They have different ones out there that you can get. I got mine for target practice, for home protection. I got it for test to have a little bit of fun with because they're fun guns. So, doesn't mean you have to have one, but I do, Another thing you want to think about is make sure that you have some form of transportation. And sure, we all have our cars and whatnot, or our SUVs. Some of us have those 4-wheel drive quad runners and whatnot. But we need other forms of transportation other than that, You have a SHTF situation that, say, perhaps creates an EMP, electronic magnetic pulse, and make sure that anything electronic will just go down the tubes. So you want to try to have something that isn't going to be electronic, like the newer cars are all electronic, so they're going to be out of the question for sure. Dog catcher. So you want to make sure you have something like maybe a old 60 clunker pickup, or some bicycles or something like that, maybe some older motorcycles and stuff like that, 2-strokers or whatever, So those are the kinds of transportation things I'm really talking about. You want to make sure that you have more than one size tarp. We talked about that. And they come either with grommets or without grommets, I buy all mine with grommets because I use lashing on them to hold them to trees or to each other and stuff. So the grommets for me is essential, but you don't have to have grommets in them. You can get them without. just use them for ground cover or whatever. You could do it that way, or just nail or screw. That's too much work. So another thing I mentioned was water. So you can get water. You can get it by the bottle. You can buy those live straws. You can buy water purification tablets. There are systems that you can buy, like a Berkey or something like that. There are several systems out there. But you want to make sure that you have some sort of water purification, because you know, just turning on your tap and having water might not always be the case, you know. So that's something that you need to think about. You can just throw it in, like I said, a tub or something, you know, or a backpack, a bug out bag, whatever you want to call it, and just have it handy, you know, just in case, you know. It's always better to be prepared than to be unprepared. So another thing I have on here, I'm just trying to cover this a little extensively so that you all kind of can put it in the back of your head, or you can go back and rewatch the video or whatever you want to do. Try to get some ideas from it. If you think I missed something, make sure that you put it down below, because I'm old. I forget stuff real easily, you know. So you want to make sure that if you think I'm missing something, put it down below so others can learn from your knowledge. Another thing I had on there was clothes, but you want to make sure not just clothes. You want to make sure that you have shoes as well. You know, you may want to have maybe a heavy set of boots, because you may be wanting to walk a long ways, or you may have to walk a long ways. Or you may want to have a light set of tennis shoes, or maybe some thongs or sandals in there, you know, so if you're going to be fortunate enough to walk on a sidewalk or whatever. But you know, if it's that bad, you may not have that opportunity. So those are things you want to think about. On the weapons end of it, you know, you want to make sure, and this is what the rule of thumb that I go by. You may not agree with me. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm telling you what all my personal opinions that I'm telling you. So on the weapons, I got bees running around, wasps, whatever they are. They're wanting my juice. So as we go on into weapons, let's talk about, you can go, and there's a lot of states that are open carry, and there's a lot of states where you can't even own a firearm. As a matter of fact, there's even countries that don't allow you to have firearms, etc. So you need to figure out some other sort of weapon system to have. You could have something like airsoft makes some good amateur air guns and stuff, you know, and some of those are good for small game and whatnot. So you could always think in that direction, or also maybe just get a ball bat, you know, lean it up against the wall. You could also just put it in a backpack, you know, if you're going to have to get out and walk down the road with a backpack, just stick it in the backpack. So all you got to do is reach back there and grab it. And that's a thought, you know, it's just a thought. So I always say it's a good thing to have a minimum of 3 weapons, you know, for an SHTF situation. It's not just so that you're a bad ass boy or whatever, you know. But, you know, archery, you could have a bow, you could have a ball bat, you could have, I don't know, it's hard to think, spears. You could have shotguns, assault rifles, ARs, or regular rifles. And along with that, you'd want to make sure that you had enough ammunition to cover each and every one of those forms of weaponry. So if you're going to have a firearm or something like that, my rule of thumb is try to have around 1,000 rounds of each type of firearm you have, so to ensure that you're going to have enough to take care of you and your family, or to hunt, or whatever situation may come down to, you know. So that's all just my opinion. So if you have different opinions, I want you to write them down below so we can have a discussion here. And the bees are really taking me over because of my drink here. Okay, another thing I want you guys to think about is a Faraday cage. Now, this is just in case of an EMP. And EMPs are not going to be out of the question, not now or not even in the future, you know. That is a source of weaponry for militaries and stuff. So if you could go online and look them up, and a Faraday cage. I think way back when I first got started in YouTube, I did a video on a Faraday cage, but it really wasn't a very good video. I'm trying to get rid of this. Oh, there's two of them. That's why they're ganging up on me. So I'm going to get this down out of the way, excuse me, so that they're not bothering me. And anyway, let's talk about that Faraday cage. And the Faraday cage is, I have, since I made that Faraday cage, learned a very cheap and inexpensive way to make one. So yeah, you'll probably look forward to sometime this winter of me showing you how to make that inexpensive Faraday cage. And what you want to do with the Faraday cage is throw all of your electrical devices in there. Probably a good idea would be to get in the habit of doing it at the end of every day, so that something should happen while you're sleeping that you would have them when you wake up. You know, things like two-way radios, your phones, anything electronic, you know, maybe your AED machines, things like that, you know, that you want to make sure that are safe in the event of. So sometime, I'm thinking this winter I'm going to make that Faraday cage. I learned it from another YouTuber, so I'm just going to pass that information on to you. Very, very inexpensive to make one, let me tell you. It's well worth it in the end, you know. All you have to do is just stick it out in the corner of the garage or something like that, or in the corner of the basement or something, and it's out of the way, and it gives you peace of mind. So just something to be thinking about, you know. All right, the next thing let's go into is medical supplies, just a little bit, not a lot, you know. And like I always tell you guys, it's just me. I'm gonna miss something. Somebody's gonna be a little more knowledgeable than me or whatever. So what I want you to do is to remember to leave everything down below. Okay, kind of helps out, sort everything through, and then I can make notes off of what you guys say, and then it improves it when I go back to redo it and try to improve on the information that I'm going to be giving you guys, you know. So oh, the sun came out. Nice. Okay, so what I have is most of the stuff that you can get inexpensive stuff, and it's usually at the dollar store or something like that. A dollar store has plenty of stuff that you can make you an shtf bag out of, you know, stuff that you don't use every day, you know, stuff that you use every day. Put it in the cabinet in the house. But stuff that, say something bad were to happen in an shtf situation, you would have it in hard times. That's the big thing right there. So make sure that you have something like bandages, and they come in all sizes and shapes these days. So you can also buy puppy pads. Those make excellent large wound stoppers. You can just fold them up and put them in a large wound and put some dressing around it, and they'll get you by till you can get to some help. Also, don't forget to get rolls of gauze. They come in different lengths, and they come in different sizes and stuff. So just get you some, throw them in a bag, box, whatever, you know. Another good thing is calamine lotion. It's good for itches and insect bites. Petroleum jelly. It comes in. It's good for a lot of things. Makes an excellent fire starter for one thing, but at least have some in your bag. Another big truck. They must be doing a pour today, because that's about the third cement truck. So the next one let's get to is bug bite relief. These things, they don't cost less than $1, you know, so make sure you go and get it taken care of. Just throw a few of them in there. Every time you're at the dollar store, just pick one up, throw it in the bag when you get home. Antibiotic ointment, there's several out there. You don't have to worry about just the name brand. You can get any of them at the dollar store. They're good for a lot of things. So just make sure you get that. Hand sanitizer. They come in those little bottles, 2 for $1, whatever. Just start picking them up and throwing them in a box that has a lid on it, and keep saving them up, and you'll have it when you need it. Also, they do make excellent fire starter. I'm just going to tell you that before somebody puts it down there. It's a fire starter. Another good thing is to get some of that medical tape that is waterproof. It's really tough. It's waterproof. It's going to come in handy in a shtf situation. Also, some of that cling medical tape, it kind of stretches when you take it off the roll and whatnot. So make sure you have a few rolls of that put away. A bottle or 2 or 10 or 20 of ibuprofen always comes in handy. Also, that airborne, it's for colds and stuff. I don't know what's in it for sure. May be able to make it cheaper, I don't know, but I just buy it at the dollar store. If I have a $1 or 2 extra, I'll just throw a couple of them into the basket and get out of there with them. Also, there's the mucus expectorant, and then also finger splints. And I put that in there. I've heard a lot of medical stuff, and I'd never heard of finger splits, so I added those to my list. And that's how you get your list bigger and bigger. You guys are gonna think of some stuff that I forgot about, so you make sure you put it in down there below, and then the list just keeps getting more accurate and bigger. And you know how it goes. I'm not gonna go farther than that. So we need to go into food next, and it's gonna be a long video, but let's just get into it. Food. These items are personally feel that you can store for a very long time. It's all just barely. It's my opinion. I could be wrong. You guys may know something different. Some of that stuff. If you know it, make sure you leave it down below. Let me know. So some of the stuff I have, everybody knows Spam lasts for a long time. Don't get the kind with the pullback top. Get the kind that takes a can opener to open, and it'll store virtually forever as long as the can doesn't rust or get damaged or anything. Another one is canned ham. They come in small tins as well. Don't get the pullback kind. Get the kind that you have to open with a key or with a can opener, so that they'll store for longer periods of time. Another one I put on here now, this is some stuff that you can actually pick up at the dollar store. The Vienna sausages are easily stored. Canned chicken, make sure you get the kind that's in water, okay? Because you get the oil kind, the oil tends to deteriorate and whatnot. Also, tuna, if you get tuna, make sure you get that in water as well, because water basically doesn't go bad. Canned beef meatballs. I see these at the dollar store all the time, but you know what? They're in little cans that take a can opener to open, and if you have a few of them in there, that would be a basic food, a meal. If something really bad were to happen, you could eat one of those, and at least you wouldn't starve to death. These are things I'm thinking about. Another good thing to store, and you can either store it in the bag it comes in or put it in your own sealing system to make sure that you have your own peace of mind, and that would be rice. Rice is a good one. Also, instant oatmeal. I figure instant oatmeal, you can take it out of those cardboard containers and put it into Mylar bags and seal it up, so you got oatmeal forever. That's what I got. Honey lasts virtually forever too. It's virtually a forever food as long as you take care of it properly, okay? Another good thing is instant coffee. Instant coffee tastes like crap for us. We all know that. But you need caffeine, right? You can buy coffee also in the tins, but you have to make sure that they're not those newfangled pullback tins that you get the kind that take the can opener so that it lasts longer and stays fresher. Another good thing, and I have a whole shelf full of this. It's just plumb full of top ramen. It's cheap. It's inexpensive. It is filling. And guess what? It lasts a long time. So that's something to think about. Also, cases of canned soup. I mean, they go on sale, 10 cents a can or whatever, $2, $3, you get a case of soup. Powdered milk is another good one. Take it out of the box and seal it up in your Mylar bags. That's a good one. Powdered potato flakes, those are good ones. You would have to take them out of the box though and have to seal that up as well. Promisil, and it's would have to be sealed in a jar or plastic. And that Promisil is actually just that protein powder. So also just think about MREs, you know, they're getting pretty expensive, so it's easier just to make your own, and then you'll just end up with a better value from everything. So let's go down to the last thing I have. It's tools, and I always mess up here, so I'm gonna have to hurry up here. My battery's about dead. So the tools I have are chainsaw or a crosscut saw or one of those folding saws, Solly or whatever they call it. Shovels, small shovels or some small hoes, axes and a hatchet. Machetes come in handy for chopping brush and stuff, and then maybe a few hand tools, not a lot because as we all know, tools get heavy. So that's basically what I have for you guys for today, and I'm sorry it went over a little bit, but I figured it had to be done, so it was. Tell you guys about the giveaway. The giveaway is on. I got the push going. Make sure, I wanted to say this, I want to make sure you guys know, make sure you post to the original video I did. It's A Dog's Life video is the name of the video, and that's where the rules are. So I want everything to be loaded into that video so that I know who all's participating, their answers, and then their VRs as well. And then I can have a place where I can go and get everybody's name so there's nobody that's going to be skipped. So let's get going on that push. It's going pretty good already. I want to thank everybody that's participating already. And as always, I want to tell you guys, I really can't do any of this without you guys' help. You guys make it all possible for me, and I love each and every one of you for everything that you do for me. The comments, everything. I mean, there's things that get done that you guys don't even see. So I want to thank each and every one of you for all that stuff. So it's God bless you. God bless me, and as usual, God bless US of A. So till next time, thanks for watching, and I see you guys out there on the tube, okay?